Morning. April, Tyron, P. Jones. Morning, guys. Welcome in. Morning, guys. Morning. Since when did I become Arab, man? Bro, since when did you become Italian?
I'm Italian.
Oh, man. You guys, how funny. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. There's 200 of you here already. Let's get the stream popping. Let's make it like one of the best streams ever. Today we have Jackson Hole. It's not like.
Welcome in, guys. Are you guys
man,
ready for a little crazy action today? Jackson Hole. We also have Trump speaking at 12 o'clock as well. It's actually going to be it's a double whammy today, so it's going to be an interesting session. Welcome in.
If I'm still trading at 12, then I have failed today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have failed in my resolve. I failed in everything.
Welcome in, though. Where is everybody?
Slowly getting in. I mean, we're probably done for the week already. Who wants to trade this? I said, oh, we can't stop the stream if the likes under. We'll still keep the party going, but it'll be nice if you guys can like the stream. Toward
That's what
for
we
the
should.
subs.
That's what we should do. We should just like if we don't hit our like count, we just abruptly get guys. You know what? That's it.
I'm
We're
like
just done.
barely making these Fridays work with the streams. Dude, it's hard to keep like yourself motivated. Like we don't get anything out of this, you know. It's hard enough trading. So someone's like, do better. Yeah, that's what I said. Brad, do better. That
Oh yeah.
comment triggered me so much that day. It took a 5-6% loss, and this guy's like, do better. We'll get
That's just what
started
it
in a
is.
minute, guys. We're still waiting for people to come in. Welcome in. There's about 450 of you here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we can get started with the economic data. Well, hand it over to Brett whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah. First of all, guys, welcome in. Welcome. Doing an audio check. Can you guys hear us? Making sure everybody in here can hear us. Everybody's ready to jump in.
Yep.
All right. So, what's going on here? Today's session is a major economic day. Okay. If you are trading today's session, you must understand that today's session is a big data day. Okay. We not only have the Jackson Hole Symposium today, starting at 10 o'clock, but we also do have, and you see it on, you don't see it on Rav's calendar there, but we also have President Trump speaking at 12 o'clock. So today's session is a double whammy. Okay. We have obviously some monetary policy comments being made by Jerome Powell at 10 o'clock. And then also we have, on top of that, we'll have Fed speakers all day talking about different monetary policy things. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a major headline-driven day, okay? Similar to yesterday, except yesterday, to be honest, we didn't really have any major headlines impact us. And I was surprised we didn't because I thought we were going to get something. And today we may. Today we're definitely going to get something. So be careful. Understand that your sizing today's session should be probably 1/4 to 1/8 what it normally is. Okay. For me, that's my mindset. Probably going to trade SPY, probably going to look for something on SPY, some sort of continuation move on SPY. And that's it. I mean, if you find individual names today trading pretty well, go for it. But today's session, you have to understand it's going to be a major economic day. Okay. Next week is also big. So if you can scroll down a little bit there, Rav, on that calendar, you'll see starting off with Monday, we have new home sales, data Monday, data Tuesday, nothing Wednesday. Thursday session GDP, Friday session PCE, And Friday is going to be big, obviously, because that is
Consumer
what
sentiments also there.
consumer sentiment as well. So obviously, big session on what is that, Tuesday, and then Friday. But something that's missing from this calendar, of course, is earnings reports. Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Okay, so Nvidia earnings Wednesday. That's going to impact all of chips. It's going to be an interesting week next week, and it's also the last. It is the last. I think it's the last day of August, right? I think it's the last
Yeah,
trading session of
last weekend of
August.
August. Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting week. So obviously, be prepared for that. Today's session, obviously, you should just be looking for cash flow. Get out of here as soon as possible. It's Jackson Hole. Do you want to be powelled? I mean, if you want to be powelled, then stay on live. If
Wait, is
you,
it OPEX this week or
I,
last week?
it was last week. It was OPEX, I
Okay.
believe. Okay, so that being said, I think we just dive into charts. We have a lot to go over today, so we can just jump
Yeah.
into it.
Let's go to charts. I'll start with SPY. So we had a very nice week actually. We got a little bit of upside moves on the way up on this on when we had those ranges. We just kept boxing in. So every time we popped up, we got shorted, and then eventually we failed. We caught a little bit of the chart. Now Wednesday's action, we kind of just topped. I think the top of the day was 640, I believe. Within 10 minutes, we just kind of just dropped the demand, and that's why Brett and I we were trying to long this 634, 635 ish area,
Yeah.
and market ended up inverting the whole move back onto 649. That was the high here. Yesterday we came back down, did a double bottom retest around the 634. Again, demand held, and we popped up back to the highs. And now you guys can see this, right? The double bottoming form. So if we go and take that 639, 640 convincingly, right? We can potentially run up to 642, which is the next supply I have. 642 clears, maybe we see 645. Okay, now I say maybe because this is a trend break, right? There's no reason for just because the stocks bottomed here, we have to go back to highs, right? So 642, 640, 150, if you guys remember from a few days ago, that was like the short area, and above that is 643.50. So I want to see a reject there actually at 642. If we do get a reject and we flush under 640 again, we could potentially come back down to the lows. So that's an area that I'm watching. Okay, 640, 150, 642 is the supply. Above 639, we can get continuation into that level, so we could potentially look for upside plays. If not in SPY, you can trade something like a Meta or something like that. And for downside, if we flush these recent lows, I don't have any support until 631. And then, so you guys can see these green boxes here. So there's a green box here around 631. If I extend this, you guys will be able to see it, right? So we have a green box here, and then another one here. Okay, this is 629. These are the two levels that I have, and under that we have a level here, right, which is 627, right? So these are the three areas that I have as demands under this. Again, when it comes to trying to net demands, you guys know that the first time usually will not hold, so you want to see a flush and hold of these levels before you use this as a base. If you're trying to take it on the first time, you're going to be stopped out, like just like how I was, like 6% loss, 5% loss, 10% loss, whatever it is, right? So be a little patient when it comes to volatility. Wait for it to base, reclaim, and then take longs. 631, 629, and then 627. My bet is if we do break this lows, we're going to lose 630, and then eventually find a support either at 629 or 627. So be careful. Today's a Friday. Again, whatever Powell says, whatever Trump says could potentially impact the market. Just because we go in one way doesn't mean we can't flip the other way. So be very careful. This is why it's one of those tricky days. I've had very sour memories trading on Jackson Hole days, being up on the morning session, giving it back up, giving up the week's gains. I've done all of it. Okay. So today is one of those days. I know it's not a measure of my skill, so I'll always be careful trading. I highly urge you guys to be careful trading. Even if you don't make money, don't lose big, because next day market's still going to be there. All right, that's my advice to you guys today. It's not about setups. It's not about things. Some days I'm fine not making money. Today is one of those days. Hand it over to you, Brett.
Right. So, Rav, if you can go to that 5 minute time frame just so they can see it,
Sure.
just to get a small like intraday time frame there.
Yeah.
On the intraday time frame, right? So on this like smaller time frame, you can really see the importance of two levels, and this is the most important levels to have in your chart marked this morning is 639 supply. That's your previous all-time high supply, that is technically your bull bear pivot. Okay, 639 is your massive supply zone. If we can get back above 639, we're going to go higher back into 642, which is the other shelf. So big level 639, big level 642. Now the problem is we are sandwiched between the lows of Wednesday session and the highs of Wednesday session. The most important levels to have marked out are simply the lows of Wednesday and the highs of Wednesday. Low of Wednesday is 633. High of Wednesday, as I just said, was 639. So if you're looking for continuation today, you're looking for either above 639 or below 633. Under 633, Rav said something. He said that we go back down to 631. I agree. That's where I think we're headed to. If we lose that 633, we're going to 631, and there's no question behind it, right? I think that's what it is. It's just under 633, 630 in change to 631 is the next key demand, and we're going to that. Now, here's the problem. The problem is yesterday's session, we stayed in range. And what did I say yesterday? I said yesterday in this range between 633 and 639 it's a shit zone, right? It is a shit zone. It's a dead zone. It's a graveyard zone on SPY. It's where a lot of traders are going to go die. Why? Because it's where you're going to get chopped around a lot. Even for myself yesterday, I longed 635 on the S&P and sold right before the big pop as data was coming in because I didn't want to get caught in a shit zone. And
We can hear you. I will bring you back. I think it just like lost connection for a second.
am I gone? Is my
Yeah,
audio just cut?
you're here. You're back here again.
I'm back. All right, guys, I'm back. So, 639 supply, 633 demand, right? Those are your key levels today. Look for a break and hold above either of these levels, either above or below. And we'll get continuation either direction. You guys are saying I just got caught in a shit zone.
He
That's
got
hilarious.
Thanos. Brett says you guys are not liking the stream enough. We got like 800 plus. We need the likes up, guys. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe button.
I disappear if we have under 500 likes. I start to disappear.
Yeah.
So if you want to trade in the zone today in the channel, you can do it. Okay, and I'm not saying you can't do it. Look, I probably will be trading in the shit zone today. Seriously, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But you must understand that it's not very high conviction. Everything in between the zone is within a channel, and if you're trading within a channel, you know what you know what you're doing, right? This is what you're asking for. You're asking for a little upside moves, little 20, 30 percenters, and you keep your risk to 5, 10%. Sure, you can do it, but you understand that you are trading within that channel. Okay, so big supply above, big demand below. Okay,
I just hate these ranges so much. You guys have no idea how much I hate them. Thank you, Fancy.
yeah.
Yes, guys, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 10K. It's been a minute.
Show me yes, Rav. Show me yes. Don't skip it.
Yes, yeah. I think something crazy is going to happen today. I don't know why, but it's just like my gut. Watching yesterday's tape and today, it's just something is about to happen. Trump speaking right after Powell, like I feel like it's going to be a double whammy. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, I mean, same chart in ES. This 6400 is kind of becoming a little bit of a supply area here. If you need to take that, 639, 6400 is the same level, same zone. So we just need to clear that, and we are going to get a flow back into these swing highs here, 6430. The next level we have is around 6450 and 6460. The big demand zone, again, in ES is also the same. So it's holding, which is around 6360-ish area. So that's the demand zone that we've been wicking off of. If we lose that, we have 6330 and then again 6300. So this is what I'll say. Do not go in today's session with any kind of bias just because we've been holding range. Most people are thinking either we're gonna like just crash from the next swing low. Yesterday they were buying tech. If we get a tech bounce today, market could really go back into the highs. Most of the sells, you guys know, QQQ has been leading the sell. Nasdaq's been selling off a lot more. If tech gets the bounce that I think it will get, we are going to back to at least to test 642, 645 on SPY. Okay, so be a little careful. Friday, again, I could keep saying this, but I feel like today's session is going to be really difficult. If you get on the wrong side, it's going to be tough for you to come back out of that. Right? Anything to add? ES?
So levels on yes, same thing as SPY, right? The most important thing you can do today's session on the indices, okay? This is the most important thing, is literally go to Wednesday's session, Wednesday, August 20th. Mark the highs, mark the lows. That's your channel. Okay, so the Wednesday low is 63.60 ES. The Wednesday high is 64.20 ES. Those are your two colossal levels. A break and hold above either end obviously gives you continuation, but as of right now, you guys, everyone in the chat right now, including Rav and I, we are just professional tennis players. Okay, we are staying in this range, playing tennis until it breaks. Obviously, if it breaks, sure, we'll get big upside or big downside. But as of right now, respect the channel. Don't be schmucks. Okay, don't just start longing the ES right into 64.20. Right, that was what we said yesterday too. Remember, Rav, we went long around 635 on the SPY, and then as soon as we pushed into that supply zone, everyone had the emotion, like the minds, oh my god, we're gonna break, we're gonna break. No, we weren't gonna break. That's why on Thursday's session we just sold right back lower off of the supply rejection. So again, today's session is the same thing. If we start pushing the supply here, ES 64.20, don't get emotional. Don't get all horned up to the long side and think, oh my God, Powell's going to pump us, right? We're going to go to the moon. Sure, we may go to the moon, but you want to have a technical reason for us to go to the moon. And as of right now, it's got to be a break and hold above 64.20. Because if you start longing into 64.20, yes, longing into SPY 639, you're going to get Powelled. Okay, you will get Powelled. That's probably what's going to happen. You get Powelled right in the face. You're going to smack all the way right back down to 635. And you'll be down 100%. Okay, so just don't let that happen today. Look for continuations above 639. Look for continuations above those previous set of highs, 64.20. That's what's going to give you the free flowing move back higher. And trust me when I tell you this, there's going to be opportunity, right? Some people have this mindset where they want to get in before, right? And it's okay to get in at demand. I'm not saying you can't get in at demand, but you don't want to be buying ES longs at 64.18, okay? Because there's going to be a retest opportunity above 64.20. I'm sure there will be, and then you can go long with the tight stop below, okay? So that's the levels on the ES chart. Again, very similar to SPY, and I think we can move on to Qs now and get a good idea what's going on there.
Just one more thing to add, guys. Just to recap, like yesterday's session. Brett was short in this area here, right? This is an example of what to expect today. This thing flushed VWAP. This is when everyone was crying market crash.
Yep.
Remember that Apple 6225 break? It wasn't real. This is where we went long. Completely inverted the move back to highs. Over here, everyone thought like, oh wow, we are going to rip.
The moon.
That's it.
Yep.
They completely inverted the move down again. And then what happened? We had a little bit of a failure here, but again, they ripped it back up again. So they trapped everyone short here, ripped it, then everyone long here dropped it. This is when Brett was short. Again, he had to sell, and then I inverted this and longed and made money. And then I had to sell, and then they went short, made money. So you are not going to be able to buy something and keep holding on to it for like a 10,000% if it's a range. Okay, this is why when we get like 1 or 2 trending days, you got to hold your winners. But when it's range like this, take your 20% trade. Don't let it go red, right? Very important that you recognize this. Now, the range could break today, but until that break happens, be a little bit on the cautious side. Once direction is confirmed, I wouldn't say go crazy today either way, but just wait for that range to break. It may happen today or it may happen Monday. Okay, just don't go ahead with expectations thinking you're going to get a big win today. That's what I'm going to say. All right, I'm going to jump to QQQ. Again, I'm spending a little bit of time because I just don't want you guys to lose money today. It's just so hard to keep gains on a week like this already, and you don't want to end the weekend, go into the weekend with losing all your gains. I will jump to the 4 hours so Brett can talk about the QQQ.
Yeah. So guys, on the tech side and Qs, remember what I said about SPY, right? All we did was on the SPY analysis, we just simply went to that Wednesday price action, okay? On the QQQ, it's the same thing. So go to Wednesday's price action. Ravi, you can jump to the 5-minute. You have a second there on the 5-minute. Right. If you go to the 5-minute chart there in Qs, you're going to see exactly what we're talking about. So on the QQQ Wednesday session, you can see a low produced around 560. A little bit under 560 is your demand. That's what Rav has there. He's still a green box Rav has there, around 560 all the way down to like 559 and change. That's your key demand. Okay, so your demand is there, and your supply obviously is that Wednesday high, which is that yellow band he has there, which is that around 566. So those are your two big levels today. Actually, you don't have that there. You have 571. I have that level as well, but there's also a small
QQQ, right?
On the Wednesday high, it's 566. So the key levels today in tech is simply 560 demand below and 566 supply above. So if you're looking for continuation today, you're looking to see, can we get either back above this level or back below that 560? So those are the two things I'm watching today on this on the QQQ chart. And again, I think that for us, like we've been trading SPY a lot recently. I think this week we traded a lot of SPY. We traded SPY on Wednesday. We traded SPY on Thursday. You can see how important watching Qs is for me. Like, look, I drive a lot of my buys from these other tickers, and sometimes Qs can give you a more clear understanding of what SPY is going to do. And it sounds weird to say that, but it gives you extra confidence, because if I see SPY nearing support, like for example, Wednesday session, you see SPY nearing that major 560, a little flush and reclaim of 560, that's your long. So today's session, if you see SPY breaking out and you still see QQQ lagging under 566, be careful of that, right? You have to understand your big supply zone is still 566 on Qs, and you want to see a break both on SPY and tech, both on SPY and Qs for that continuation higher. So right now on the QQQ side, it's simply just 566 break. If that clears, we're going to 570 and 572. Okay.
Yeah,
Anything to
it's
add there,
going to be
Rev?
interesting. No, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going in with any expectation. I have to see the tape. I have to see. Yesterday it was a buy at demand, short at supply kind of day. Today I want to see what the appetite is. I'm just going to quickly jump to Meta, guys. Meta, again, yesterday, if you guys can see, I'm still on the 5-minute chart here. That 533 long 2 days ago, which I didn't signal, but I told you guys about it. Right, this was a very nice trade. We popped right back into the 750 here. We sold back down to 737, which was a level yesterday. We kept bouncing off of that because it's a range session. We're not going to get a break. And then when SPY started selling, Meta lost the lows, came back down, double bottomed here, came back to the same area. If you guys remember yesterday what I was saying, I said I wanted this to clear 742-ish area, this candle here. Okay? If it does clear, I'm just simply going to long it. This is a trade that can play out today. But what I want to see happen is I want to see another flush under this 737 and then a wick above this candle and closed above 742. If it does, I think we'll get continuation. The problem is timing it with SPY, timing it with the right direction. If SPY decides to sell, this setup will be invalid. But if SPY is holding and taking green at the open, and this plays out exactly, we are going to see 742, 745, and then 750. 750 breaks, this strike is very hot. We could potentially get a squeeze into 755, 760. All right, this is my number one watch today because I just know how Meta trades. If I look at the tape and I see what I like, I may signal this even on zeros. All right, but again, very small size. All right, just letting you guys know what the idea is. It may play out, it may not play out, I may not feel it, but that's the trade. This is potentially a big trade that can happen for us. All right, no expectations. Let's see how this plays out. All right, you guys know the levels. And under 733, we have a level at 729 and then 727. Okay, I think eventually we will test 727 before we bottom out, but it's hard to time bottoms. All right, Brett, anything to add on Meta?
No, nothing for me there, Meta. Let's do chips. I want to do a little bit of chip action today because I think
I'll let you do chips.
chips are interesting, and the reason why. Okay, so a few things. We'll start off with Nvidia. Nvidia obviously being the focal point of all chips. And Wednesday of next week we have Nvidia earnings. So Nvidia earnings is going to be big. There was some news yesterday, last night on Nvidia. Okay, so news on Nvidia causing some volatility, but it's still holding a very big level. And I think this is a level that we should all be aware of. The level that I'm talking about is 167 on Nvidia. Okay, if we're holding this low, I think that there is a bottoming out chance here. Okay, 168 is your key pivot. It's your key bull bear pivot. Below 168, obviously, where we get we're dead for a while. We go back into 150s. But as of right now, we're holding, and I think this is important to recognize. I know there's earnings coming up. I know there's news impacting the stock overnight. But as of right now, Nvidia 168 is bullish. We're holding it. We are maintaining bullish. What would you look for today for intraday trades? For intraday trades, you don't want to be longing this below PDL, right? So your PDL is simply just 174. 174 PDL, we have to get above that for longs. If we can get back above 174, upside. If you fail 174, obviously you can look for short-term rejections there. But for right now, my main focus this morning is going to be, can we get back above 174? If we do get back above PDL, I go long above 174, and I'm targeting a move back in 178.5. So this is a play today. I mean, we can actually watch Nvidia. Nvidia has volatility. Nvidia, you can trade names while SPY, individual names, while SPY is in channel. It's totally fine to do that, right? Trading SPY while SPY is in the channel, that's where things become a little bit frothy. But if you can trade an individual name, while let's just say SPY, for example, is at a demand low and you trade long Nvidia, sure, that's absolutely fair to do. So watching Nvidia today, obviously 174 is still big resistance. Be careful, 174. Don't be long 174. But if we can get back above 174, then I have a long opportunity to move higher back into 177 to change. Okay, so that's the video. Rav, anything to add there, Nvidia?
I mean, you guys know I've been trying to short Nvidia from a 184, 183 level, and it has made the move. We didn't catch the whole move, obviously, because most of the move just happened way too quickly. Gap downs and everything. And today we have a catalyst. The catalytic news is they are going to put a pause on selling the H2O chips to China. And again, because of the whole revenue share program with the government. I don't know. The thing is, like, the news is bearish, but if it was really bearish, we would have broken down 5% down. We would have broken this low here. Okay, so obviously the market is trying to factor in something. Okay, so we have to wait and see. I agree with Brett. If they do a gap fill play here and take this 174, maybe we could jump back into this high here, 177. Now I have been watching this 178 breakout. You guys can see this level here for a while, so that we can kind of just make a run up to 180. Okay, I don't know. This could be a trade, but I have to see the open how it plays out. An ideal scenario, I want to see them like sell a little bit more and then maybe do reclaims. Okay, if they do that, then we'll know that there are real buyers. If it just gaps up straight up, I probably won't take it. I want to see initial sells first and then kind of invert sells, something like that. Okay, I want to see a confirmation in the tape that buyers are trying to fight back. If that happens, I would join you, Brett, if on that. Like, I would go long on this. I don't want to short it because I wanted to short it at 184. Now we're approaching this 170 demand area, so I don't want to go short in this area. If
Exactly.
anything, I will probably try to long it around 166, 164. These are the big demand zones that I have: 166, 167, and then 164. If it does, we get there. Maybe next week I'll try to do that. But in this area, the only kind of play I'm looking for is a long. If it dips and rips, I will take it. If it straight up rips, I will sit it out.
Exactly.
That's Nvidia. I mean, again, it's not like I'm trying to manufacture plays today. I want to see what the market gives me, and then I'll just take it based on what the tape rate is like. I do want to
I
talk about Tesla a little bit. This is kind of interesting to me. Okay, if you guys remember, there was a little long opportunity here around this 320, 321 area. We popped all the way back up here, and then again sold, and again the same area we did test, and now again sold. So this green box that you see here is 324. We have tested it a couple of times, and it's been inviting shots a few times already. So if we can get a successful reclaim here, this could be a potential long opportunity, at least until 628. There's a $3 gap here. Okay, this is a long that we can take. And for a short side trade, I want to see it invert this candle around 315. If 315 breaks, maybe we'll drop to 313, and 313 breaks, we can go back to 308. Okay, so this inversion is completely in under risk here. Okay, this move that you see here could happen to the downside if we do break this low. Um, I only think we'll break this low if entire market sells, because Tesla has sold off quite a bit from the recent high, which is around 350. Um, so I am waiting for a reclaim. So this is the two levels: 324 or close to 316, 317 on the downside. All right. So those are the two levels that I'm watching. Again, it depends on which way SPY is going to break, but I have a feeling that a big move is coming soon on this one. Either go back down to 300 and sub, or we're going to go back up. We have to wait and see. Anything to add, Brett?
No, nothing out there on Tesla. My levels are a little bit different. I have 327 and I have 318, 318. But it's interesting. I mean, I don't intend to trade Tesla today, so I think
Yeah,
I'll just
neither,
leave it
neither have
alone.
I. But I'm just saying it could lure me in. It did almost did yesterday, and it made like a $3 move. But the reason I'm saying this is because I know there's not going to be like a crazy Hollywood kind of trade today. It's just going to be $2, $3, whatever it is. If I can capture 2 or 3 deltas, I'll be like good green, 20% plus, 30% plus, and that's all I'm aiming for today. So I'm
Right.
just trying to find setups that are a little cute with risk reward, maybe like risking 5-10%, and try to make something out of it. I know I'm not going to be like getting 100 contracts deep on something and like risking 5% to make 500%. I'm not going to get that trade today. We already
Right.
had that trade this week, so we're not going to get that today. I'm just going in with expectation to lose small and try to get something out of it and trail out the rest. If it does end up being a big trade, it can, and that's why I like Meta a little bit because I just know that bitch. I just know how it trades. It's just so I know when it's gonna go, when it's not gonna go, and you can kind of manage your expectations accordingly. If you lose small and then get out. If it goes, you can kind of manage expectations. But yeah, I mean, those are the names. I mean, I'm not watching anything else. Nvidia, I'm watching. Tesla, I'm watching Meta, I'm watching Spy. That's pretty much it. Anything else you're watching, Brett?
Apple. I'm watching
I think
Apple
Google
today.
was also up today. Apple is another one. 232.
Google and Apple. I'm watching for different trades. I know Apple. You're watching mostly for long or for shorts. I think, but I'm
Yesterday I
actually
was that 225, but if they lose this 224, I don't really have. This is like a breakout zone. You guys can see this. Like we just kind of ripped off of this. So this move can easily be inverted. So 224 breaks, we could potentially drop to like 221, 222. Even if we
right.
capture one or two deltas, we have a little bit of room down here. I'm just going to plot this 224 for you guys. So if we break yesterday's low here, people who are longing into 225, 224 are going to stop out, and we're going to have at least a run up to 222. So this is a short side trade, assuming market's bearish. We could get that again. It looks like it's downtrending. For an upside trade, I want to see it above 227, at least above Wednesday side over here, this area here.
Yep.
If we
So
can clear that, we could get into 228, 230.
that's what I'm looking for on this chart today on Apple.
Yeah.
As I'm looking to see, for me, I'm viewing it in a little bit of a different regard. I like the fact that it held at 225 yesterday, and I would be looking for this to reclaim 227. If it reclaims 227, I'm looking for a long entry back into 230. So keep Apple on your back burner today. I think Apple could be an interesting one. I mean, obviously, if you want to short it, you're shorting under PDL, you're shorting under 224. But if you want to go long in this chart, look for longs of 227. That's a very simple level. 227 reclaims. I think we see 230. So this is one I'm watching today. I actually would trade this if it does set up. This is probably one of my top watches today's session. Google. Google News. So there was some news on Google.
Partnership with some Meta or something like that. And honestly, Google's been holding well. I've been like kind of watching this, and let's look at Amazon also next. This looks really strong. I mean, it's already kind of a reclaiming trend. Probably this inversion level here. Let me just draw this here so you guys can see it on the hourly level here. This one is going to be super high demand for me. So for me, my bull bear pivot is here, 201.50. So this, as long as this holds, this is kind of like a bullish setup for me. So if we do get a dip and rip, we can potentially long it in this area. And I don't know like how it's going to trade today on a low volume day, but this is looking good. If they do invert this, again, we could sell. And the 200 is at risk, which is going to be a stop loss for a lot of longs. And yeah, I don't have a lot of ideas on this, but this is what I was watching when I saw the news pre-market.
Google it's a $10 billion deal with Meta, obviously, right? So it is pretty interesting, and obviously the catalyst is there. It's a fresh catalyst. So I would be looking for longs on Google if I can get back above that. For me, I had 204. 204 is my level on Google today.
Yeah.
If it reclaims 204, I see 206 as your next level. 206 is at daily double top highs. So 204 breaks, you're going to 206, but don't be a rhino. Obviously, 206 is going to be a big level of resistance. Don't just be long into it. So if you're looking for breakout trades on Google today, just be mindful of that 204, be mindful of 206, and 206 breaks, you're in a PDM mode, right? You're in price discovery mode there on Google above 206. I think this is an interesting one to keep on the watch today. I think I'll keep it on my watch list actually.
Yeah. Let's look at PLTR and then Amazon, and then we can call it. PLTR, someone said PLTR host. Wait, what is it? PLTR Palantir. That you guys are crazy. I mean, basically, like I said, we'll see a dip and reclaim of this green box here. And exactly, we retested the previous breakout area, candle wicked above, and we're popping. Retested back this 80 MA supply, and we're kind of bull flagging here, right? This is exactly what we did. Look at this diagram from Stock Tuesday. I said we'll dip it, and then we'll reclaim this area, and then we'll go long. That's exactly what's happening here on Palantir. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It all depends on market direction also. So this is sold off a bit. One thing I have learned about watching Palantir whole thing is when it's doing momentum, like throw your predictions and everything, like, keep it aside, like, just focus on the momentum. Right now, momentum is to the downside. If it's going to really flip, wait for the flip to happen. Okay, wait for the flip to happen and then see if it holds and then take the trade. All right, just don't be very careful fighting momentum on names like this, because I have seen it all. Especially if you guys were trading during the crazy growth bubble, right, during 21, 22. Something could be $600, could go to zero, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, so be very careful. Fighting momentum, especially on a name that trades like it's a meme stock. Okay, it's making $10 moves every day, and that's not normal. Be very careful. For downside, if you see this lose this 148, you can short. Again, we have a room until 143. You can definitely on a Friday you can make a good money on that. But those are my two levels: 162 here, 162, and then 148
Yeah.
as the demand. Nowhere in
I,
between, I will take a trade.
I have the same thing. So PLTR bull bear pivots 161. So as long as we're under 161, we're bearish. That's just what it is for me. So as long as we are maintaining above 161, I would say this is more side. This is top heavy and is probably going lower back into the next
Yep.
demand zone, back into the lower 140s. Amazon.
Amazon.
You finish off there.
Yeah, Amazon for me, it's kind of like I was just drawing the fib the other day. So you could expect, I really wanted this 217. I don't know if you guys can see this. This 217 to 16 area is a major trap area. So they do fail this low, which is kind of a double bottom low of this 220, right? I really like this trade a lot around 217, 216. Hopefully 217-ish area. 217.70 is more close to 218, right? This is a level I really like for a dip and rip on Amazon. Okay, it may be the day that I signal Amazon. We'll see if we do get that. We're still far away from it. We're at 223, so I don't know if it's possible. But if we do get tapped this 217.70, 218 level, just remember I will take this trade. Okay, I'm going to set an alert, and if it gives us the opportunity, I'll take this trade. But
I'll
nothing
take
else. I'm not
that.
going to trade Amazon here.
I'll take that with you just for the culture. It's funny.
Okay, yeah,
It'd be
let's
funny to
go.
see you trade. I've had you guys know. You guys know if you're in the chat. You guys know I've had my fair share of battles with Amazon.
Oh man.
Amazon has got to be the funniest ticker to trade. You think it's working for you. You think it's incredible. It's the most beautiful setup, and all of a sudden, bing, bop, boom, right back down lower. So it's funny. It's funny to trade Amazon. Honestly, it really is.
You know, Amazon used to be my most profitable ticker until Meta took over. They did the split and ruined it for me.
Amazon's actually my third most profitable ticker for whatever reason, after SPY,
I
then
think
Nvidia, and
it's,
then
it's yeah.
and then
I think
Amazon.
Amazon's lost the boat. It used to be my most profitable one. It's so easy. I just didn't have to buy too many contracts. I used to spend like $5-10 on contract and make 20K on it. Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's all you have, guys. We trade very safe. Again, Jackson Hole. Today is not a measure of your skill. It's it's you versus the market makers and Powell and Trump. So just be careful. Um, don't lose money, guys. That's all I'll say. Just like keep it tight. Lose small if you're losing. Don't oversize. Size very small. Be careful. Again, this is like one of the worst days to trade, especially at the open with Powell talking. There's not going to be a lot of volume considering it's a Friday. Trade safe. That's all I'll tell you. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, guys. We got 600 plus likes. Let's get it to 700. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Guys,
see you guys on
be
live.
careful today. Next week is going to be an interesting week. Save your capital, save your mental capital. Today, I mean, look, you can still be a participant of the market without jumping into trades at 9:33. Right? Wait for the market to give you direction. Trade it if you see something. If you see nothing, still be there. Show up. That's the most important thing about trading is showing up every day. That's the most important thing. Obviously, if you have to walk away, walk away. But for me, even just showing up and being there and being a participant, that's what keeps you in the game. So guys,
Yeah.
trade safe, trade smart, and we'll see you all for live trading.
See you all
Bye,
live
guys.
trading. If you want to live trade with us, link is in the caption in the YouTube video, guys. You can just click on it and do a trial with us. See you guys soon. Trade safe.